I am Guruswamy. I am one of the founding member of Outreach. Outreach was established in the year 1993 by great visionary James Pascanas, who is well known as Jimmy by many people in social sector. After his graduation, he joined ITC sector, but he was not happy to continue there because of his agriculture background and his passion to work towards rural area. So what he did is he joined the Mairada, one of the popular organization in South India. It's called Mysore Resettlement and Development Agency. It is almost 50 years old. That time it was very popular. They were working in tribal, they were working in semi-arid areas and drought-prone areas, and they were working for vulnerable groups, particularly rural poor and women and children. So Jimmy joined that organization. He worked for a longer period. He got a lot of experience and insights. I would like to mention 3-4 which really made him to come out and start his own organization to experiment and even to adopt in a larger scale.
One is the way the community was organized in Mairada, that's community-based organizations, particularly the self-help groups, which was very popular. And today, if you talk about SSG, and many people they say it is originated by Mairada. So that way, Mairada popularly established the SSGs, and in most of the villages in India, SSGs exist. Women groups means those are the SSGs. That way, then other groups also was there, watershed development groups. Jimmy also worked as an agriculture officer and the program officer in Gulbarga. Mairada was working with support of financial support by SDC, Swiss Development Corporation, and with the government. So it was a tripartite project.
So Jimmy was program officer. Tripartite project, particularly in Gulbarga, because that is a semi-arid areas, drought-prone areas, and drought occurrence once in 3 years. The people are really struggling for 2 meals per day because of a low rainfall, erratic rainfall, and agriculture production was very low. So that also gave a strong belief, and through watershed development something can be done for the farmers. Now we can get a sustainable agriculture income.
Jimmy established Outreach in 1993, having a first chairperson, Homi Irani from Gulbarga. He was a philanthropist. He was helping, because Jimmy worked in Gulbarga earlier in Mairada. So Homi Irani said, I will be happy to be in your board. So he became the chairperson, and other 3 persons also joined, namely Shankar Naik and Muniraju and myself. We all worked in Mairada earlier with Jimmy.
So I am also agriculture graduate and I am from the rural background. I was also interested in rural development programs, so I also joined Outreach, and happy to be part of this. In the beginning, SDC, Swiss Development Corporation, started supporting Outreach because of the earlier contact with Jimmy, and then NORAD and Ford Foundation gave us a seed money to support the staff salaries, and German Agra Action gave a first watershed project which was started in Gauri Bidnor. Similarly, see, Jimmy had lot of interest and wanted to work towards women and children. Those are the vulnerable groups always, Jimmy think, the aged persons and the young children. So Jimmy wanted to start the program for children. So he started the program called On-Site. On-Site program is basically for children of construction migrant workers. They migrate from which areas? They basically from drought-prone semi-arid areas. We are working there, and their children, they come for a migrant workers. So to help them, we started the small program in the beginning with the support of builders. Shobha Apartments really helped us in building this program. This program is basically to help the children who dropped out in the regular school. So the education is most important aspect. Then we also taking care of the education, health. So health and education, which two major things which we are helping children to do that. With this, all the programs we started with the support of all the donors and with the support of government and the thing. We did many other programs like water and sanitation, JFM, joint forest planning. But the most important where Jimmy had an idea of PRA, community-based organizations, and participatory integrated watershed development, that we have continued. See, when we say watershed development program, it is basically the area development program. There are two aspects which come in. One is arable land and non-arable land. We also call it as a cultivable land and non-cultivable land. What is that non-cultivable and cultivable? Is only the soil, water and vegetation. Three aspects we need to develop in this. So, in the individual lands, we are helping the farmers to reduce the soil erosion and increase the soil moisture. For that, we are giving them bunding. Bunding giving them is basically we helping them to construct the bunds on their own land, which is across the slope, so that the soil erosion will be stopped. That is the most important point. Second one is all the agriculture operations should be across the slope, so that further erosion will not take place, and always soil moisture will be retained on the land. That is most important. But in the recent past, government has made it very clear that this water should not be used for irrigation, because if you use the water for irrigation, then water will not be available throughout the year for animals, for birds, or for other usage of the village community. That is the basic reason why it is not allowed. The very purpose of constructing tank is to harvest the water, not the silt. So what has happened, it is over a period silt has accumulated. So outreach, what we did is rehabilitating these tanks through removing the silt and applying to the field. There are two things. One is when we remove the silt, it will allow to store more water, and when it is applied to the field, that means it is increasing the fertility of the soil of the farmer, and it is also increase the yield level of the crops. See, in the arid and semi-arid areas where the rainfall is very low, farmers are depending on mainly the rainfall for their agriculture production. But a lot of farmers also want to go for drilling of bore wells and do irrigation and get 2 crops or more crop production. With that interest, people will spend money and go for drilling of bore wells. But over a period, what is happening, because of the depletion in the groundwater, and there is less efforts in increasing the groundwater table, farmers are not getting the better water in their bore wells. Slowly, some of the bore wells are getting defunct. There is no water, so farmers also will leave it like that. What we have done, we have found out that borewell recharge pit, the concept, through that we are digging the pit 10 feet deeper, 10 feet wider, and we are adding layers of big boulders, then 40 mm jelly, then 20 mm jelly, then charcoal, then sand. So this layer will act as a filter. The water which is runoff, which comes otherwise going away to the tanks, we are diverting this water towards this pit. So this pit will be filled up and will also filtered and get into the borewell. So the farmer who is not getting any water, he will start getting some water, who can either do protective irrigation, or he can really do irrigation either half an acre or quarter acre, but his agriculture production will increase and his income also will increase. That is the reason we want to help the defunct bore wells and support